and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call Ceiling Experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
Okay, my friends, pleasant, good Saturday evening to Trinidad and Tobago, and those of you who are locked on, those of you who are waiting patiently for our program, Hardfacts, that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 1 p.m. in the afternoon. My friends, those of you who are locked on again, you can see us on YouTube, on Fire Stick. We are live on Facebook. And again, my friends, you can Google us on the different media houses that you really and truly are adaptable to. Again, those of you who are locked on, Hardfacts is a program that really and truly is geared to identify some of the challenges and the anomalies that is plaguing our society on a daily basis. Also to bring you news, interviews from the international arena, from the regional countries of the Caribbean islands, and so many different types of news and information that we are willing to share with you on our program, Hard Facts. So again, my friends, we want to take this opportunity, myself, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldeo, and welcome each and every one of you to our program. And we ask you to share this program so that many others could be benefited by it. And we're making a clarion call to those of you who are our loyal listeners. Please give us a call, 740-3347. That is the number that you can reach us and have a dialogue with us concerning the relevant issues that we are discussing here today on our program. Prem?
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and a pleasant good afternoon to everyone, our viewers, throughout Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and by extension, the world at large. Imam, today is the eve of Diwali, like we have Old Year's Day, which is New Year's Eve,
Right.
and we have Christmas Eve, and so many Eves, okay? And, you know, throughout the length and breadth of our country, our Hindu brothers and sisters, they are busily, you know, the cleaning of their homes and the preparation for this grand festival tomorrow, their puja, their worship. You know, it is a day that is most auspicious in Hinduism according to the Hindu calendar, and where Hindus worship the goddess of wealth, of prosperity, of progeny, which is to have children and your lineage to continue, of prosperity for your country and the world at large. So, you know, I would like to begin by saying Shubh Diwali. Shubh means very, very happy and prosperous Diwali to everyone, not only our Hindu brothers and sisters, but to our people throughout Trinidad and Tobago, because Imam, Diwali has now become a national festival. It has moved from being a Hindu festival into a national festival. Okay? Now, Imam, this week, today is Saturday, okay? This week I I attended 4 funerals at the Felicity cremation site.
Yeah.
All right? And with respect to the infrastructure leading to the cremation site, what more can I say? We have a video, director. Is that video available presently of the cremation site? Okay, that video is coming up. And, you know, just have a look at this video. But volume? Okay, this is the condition of the roadway. Mind you, no rain fell. That water is there. I don't know where it's seeping up from. There is a big drain. That is this drain here. The water is probably seeping up from that drain under the road and coming up, oozing up through some crack or something. That place is an eyesore, Imam. Every day people are going there to cremate their loved ones and whatnot. Okay? And years upon years, this situation has remained the same. The infrastructure of this area. There is no pavement for people to walk on. There is no allotted parking area so that people can park their car in safety. There is improper lighting and efficient lighting system. All right? And this is going on. And when it rains, it becomes even worse. Just look at this. This is a historical site in Trinidad and Tobago, Imam. You know, in times gone by when Mr. Warner was the MP for the area, he had secured lands over the river so that the cremation site can be relocated, so to speak. And a Bailey Bridge was also secured.
Yeah.
All right?
The Bailey Bridge right now is rotten at the
Caroni,
the newly built bridge that is there.
Now, people, just look at that. Would you like to walk on that road, that kind of condition, well dressed with your wife, with your kids, with your grandmother, grandpa, and whatever, to go to a funeral? All right?
That is unacceptable, and we have been asking, we have been pleading, we have been begging the Shogunas Borough Corporation to at least do some remedial work that can curtail the problem at a temporary level. And again, my friends, that has not been heeded. And again, we're going to continue our clarion call, asking again Mayor of Shogunas, Mr. Faik Mohammed, to please try to do something for the residents of Central, because that is a place that is being utilized by many, many areas, Londonville, Monroe Road,
Warren area,
all these areas, they come to that because I tell you something, that is the most convenient area whereby they can cremate their deceased ones. Okay, so that is something that we have been climbing up trees upon trees, but I do hope one day in the very near future, and we cannot call on the opposition leader anymore to really and truly ask for any assistance, because it seems as though from last week to this week, we are seeing the degeneration of leadership when it comes to the opposition.
And the unpopularity of the leader.
When it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, you are seeing, I mean, the communities that is coming out, they are braving the religious sanctity of their holidays to send that clear message to the political leader at this point in time that you need to either hang up your belt and you need to maybe restore some sort of leadership when it comes to the opposition at this point in time. Because I tell you something, huh?
There's a clip there, Imam. The director, can you just show that clip?
We have a clip.
Yes, we have a clip.
So that's the one with the mother and daughter.
Okay, the opposition leader attended the Diwali Nagar celebrations on Thursday. It was, Imam? Yes, Thursday, right? And, you know, she was carded to deliver her feature address, as usual, every year. And the leader faced protests at the Diwali Nagar site. You know, people were lined up at the side of the road, and they were holding up placards with the writing, Kamla must go. Kamla must apologize to Hindus. Kamla has disrespected Hindus. And Kamla is keeping back progress in Trinidad and Tobago. Political progress, that is. And Imam, those are strong, strong sentiments.
Yeah, exactly.
Very strong sentiments.
Exactly. And I want to make a clarion call again to those in authority when it comes to leadership. Maybe if there is some friction in the House of the United National Congress at this point in time, because again, you're going to realize that when you look at the cadre of individuals who are following in maybe the functions and maybe taking out photos with the political leader at many, many functions and many occasions, you're going to realize that there's a segregation at this point in time when it comes to the United National Congress. It clearly indicates that. Those of you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to notice that. You are going to realize by now that there are 19 MPs, 19 members of parliament that is opposition. And you're going to realize in that there is approximately 8 or 9 who is always by the side of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. And it clearly indicates that there is some sort of friction with the others, because we are not seeing men like Dinesh Rambali, we are not seeing men like Rashtan Pare, we're not seeing Julian John,
Correct,
we're
yes,
not seeing a good group of members.
And Imam, you know, this has been observed for a long, long time now.
Yeah.
Members of parliament, MPs, so to speak, are being hushed, are being placed in the dark, and are probably being sidelined. They are not in the they are not in the entourage of the leader.
Yeah, they normally call it in the doghouse house.
Okay.
Right? So some of these MPs, it seems as though they are placed in the doghouse, and even so much so, they have become vociferous in their opposing when it comes to the leadership of the United National Congress. So it clearly indicates to me, as a journalist, it clearly indicates to me that, and as an activist with the United National Congress, it clearly indicated to me that something adverse is going on at this point in time. But if you all don't get your act together right now and settle your differences and maybe select a new leader of the opposition, my friends, we are going to remain in opposition indefinitely, right? And that is something that I know for a fact that our country, Trinidad and Tobago, cannot take another term under the leadership of the PNM government. I'm not saying Dr. Keith Rowley, because Dr. Keith Rowley is not the government. The government comprises of ministers, and I tell you something, if the other ministers really and truly doesn't show that love, and it's the same thing happening in PNM. Because when you look at photographs that is taken in media functions and so forth, and press release, you're going to realize there's about a handful. There's about 4 or 5 people who is always at the side or standing behind or at the side of the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is what we are seeing, and it clearly indicated
but
that
Imam,
to me.
I beg to interject here, right? Now, you have to, as you say, you have to do in-depth forensic into what took place at the Nagar side.
Yes.
To begin with, it is a Hindu celebration that has expanded and blossomed into a national celebration. So there were people from all walks of life, all political parties, all different religions present there. All right? The protesters, they choose that venue, all right, to come and display their placards. And as I said, one of the placards read that Kamala is keeping back progress in TNT, in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, mind you, right, when the Hindu holy shrines and mandirs were being vandalized, right, the leader of the opposition did not call on the police to do any investigation, that sort of thing. All she said, that is bickering between members of the Hindu society in the mandir there, all right? She did not condemn it, so to speak, all right?
Okay. Maybe, as I said before, I'm not taking any sides when it comes to religious divisiveness, right? But what I'm saying here is maybe she had more information, more intel, and maybe basically she could have shared those information, right? We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with our program.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hardfacts, viewed on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. And Imam, there's a sort of a peaceful vibration here in the studio.
Yeah.
Maybe it is because of the Diwali. I don't know, people are fasting and whatnot, right? So we are back with the last topic that we left prior to the commercial break there, okay? Now, our director has a clip there with the Diwali Nagar issue when the opposition leader was present there, okay? Can you bring up that clip? All right.
There's so many conflicts right in our country. They're just right now. So I intend to address that. We have chosen an excellent theme for us. I will develop on that later. So in the meantime, shukran to everyone. Shukran.
The Hindu population I'm speaking about now, right? I'm a Hindu myself. They are very, very, how should I say it? They are worried that the opposition did not see it fit to condemn such action, and hence, it brought forth these, this mild protest action. Notice it was a Hindu festival taking place. The protesters did not make any noise, did not shout or anything, so they maintained their respect for the sanctity of that Diwali Nagar. Should the Hindu population withdraw their support from the UNC Imam? That is a very strong, sensitive issue happening there, Let me mention that.
Prem, I have been saying this for the longest while, right? I have been saying this for the longest while. A party cannot run a country, a diverse country like Trinidad and Tobago, under the banner of religion, number one. Under the banner of ethnicity, that's number two. And number three, my friends, we cannot, really and truly govern a country via the tribalistic concept that we have been using for the longest while, divide the nation, and see how we can muster support via the EBC. That is the Election and Boundaries Commission that we have been seeing taking place, cutting the cadastrals and shifting the podium to say that, different areas, you realize that other people are getting a fair share of the votes, and others are not getting the really
they are
true.
starved.
They are starved
Yeah.
because of the equilibrium, because of the balance. My point here is this. If you are a leader, right, when it comes to Islam, if you are an imam and you are going up to lead a prayer, okay, you are going up to lead a prayer, and maybe one person make an objection, it is your duty to step off the podium, unless you know that person is a troublemaker, unless you know that person is a fasik or a transgressor or oppressive one, then you have to, if you know that person is a righteous person, he said that he don't want you to lead the prayer, you have to step out and give somebody else to lead the prayer. Similarly, I have been seeing this in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? When it comes to East Indian politics, tribalistic politics by the United National Congress and the 19 maybe tribalistic maybe constituencies, if you want to call it that, because you're going to realize
it is tribalistic.
The PNM have the same,
yes,
and the UNC have the same, right? When you look at 1920 and 2 in Tobago, right? So the point I'm making here, my friends, those of you who are locked on, it is about time that the leaders must know when it's time for them to either go in hibernation or find somebody that can carry on the battle or the flag of that, the concept of the party and the wishes of the people. I can't understand why it is, right, that every time, a party is formed, right, and the party may be lasting for 30, 35 years, right, what happens is because of the ownership of the party, the leader of that party wants to become the owner of that party. And they make such proclamation by saying, this party is my party. This party, and anytime a leader make a statement saying that this party is my party, you have to run from that person.
Correct.
Because that person doesn't understand leadership. And I tell you something, I've been in the presence of many persons like that, who claim to be leaders of organization, and I'm the owner of this group, I'm the owner, I'm the founder, and I'm the person who established this group. You can't be that. If you establish something, you need hereditary movements. You need the party, you need
to
the
evolve
group,
and go forward.
Right.
Yes.
And if other people, you have to understand that if you have the people at heart, and you have the vision and the mission at heart, you are going to vacate your position just by seeing a handful of people, whether it be 50, 40, whether it be 100, whether it be 75. That is embarrassing. And especially knowing for a fact that the NCIC, that is one of the largest funding organizations given by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be the United National Congress, whether it be the PNM, they always receive, the cream of the crop, right? And I would desire and I would feel that the Prime Minister of, at that time, the Prime Minister of the country should have been invited to those functions, either the first day or either the last day or something of that nature, so that you would see some relevancy in the organization moving forward. Here it is, we are seeing that the opposition leader know for a fact that her time has been really and truly far gone in that sense of the words, because we are seeing people are standing up now, something that you should have avoided by making proclamations saying, look, my health, reason for being my health, I cannot be vociferous like I was 10 years ago. And at this point in time, it's about time that we start searching, we start finding somebody who could lead this party. And not the party, they realizing that the party is just a party. But you have to understand that you have to lead the country. You have to lead the country.
You're so right. One of the placard read, you are keeping back progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is something, my friends, and you know something, when we see sides, when you see, that's one of the reasons why I cannot be muzzled. I cannot be muzzled. It's better I take my judgy bundle and I leave and I get out from your side. Because I tell you something, you can't be allowing and permitting things that is forbidden in both sides of the device. When you look at lesbianism and gay and LGBTQ and all these things, those things are really and truly an abomination, whether you like it or not. The Hindu scriptures tell you that, Prem.
Correct.
The Christian Bible tell you that.
In Islam
the Holy Quran tell you that. All the revealed books tell you about that. And how come, because of votes, because you want people to vote for you, you are bending backwards and you are doing the forbidden act.
All inclusive.
Yeah,
all inclusive.
How can you do that? You have to stand for something or you're going to fall for everything. And that is what I've seen, my dear friends, when it comes to politics.
But Imam, let me ask an in-depth question on this topic. You have been into politics ever so long. I know we went to school together.
Yeah.
And you always prim. I say, Imam, and I come in there. I'm not coming there.
Right.
Until I'm here with you now, right? What is the sinker? What is the hook, line, and sinker? What is the driving force? Or what is the magnetic pull that when a leader reaches time to hey, go into the sunset, you don't want to go?
You see,
what the hell is it?
Let me tell you something. When you're doing something for the wrong reason...
Is it political perfume?
When you're doing something for the wrong reason, if you are doing things for glamour, glitter, for show, for fame, name, if you are doing it for that, you are going to you know, your heart is going to desire that, right? But if you are doing it for the betterment of the country, you are doing it for the betterment of the people. People's eyes are not blind in this country. When people are telling Imam Rashid Karim, they are saying that we are not seeing MPs on the ground. We are not seeing the MPs in this area. We are not seeing MPs of that area. They are calling the station and they are telling us MPs are not visible, right? They are visible only maybe in social media and so forth. People get vexed when we start talking about these things. But the point here is, if you as a leader, you have to govern, right? You know why it is that people are facing the brunt of the sword? It is not because of PNM. It is not because of PNM. And I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand the hardship that you are plagued with and you are challenged with and you are facing at this present time. It is not because of the PNM. It is because of the opposition. If the opposition is not vociferous, if the opposition cannot stop the PNM from doing something, then they are not needed anymore. And that is what we are seeing, Prem.
They are the problem.
They are the problem,
yes.
because if you have...
They're not aggressive.
They're not aggressive
yes.
enough to stop anything. When that light bill went up 40%, Kamala Prasad Bisasa and her team should have motivated the burgesses of this country
and walk in the front of Spain
and say, here what, don't pay any bill.
That's it.
Don't pay any bill. TNT cut we off. We have to be vociferous. We have to be alive. We have to face the challenges, and we have to have people who have this testicular fortitude to come in front there and mobilize the people. People are crying in the Islamic world at this point in time. The Islamic leaders, the world Islamic leaders, they are sleeping while genocide is taking place in this world. And we are seeing this very sad thing happening. We are seeing our members of parliament sleeping behind the steering. If they could mobilize, I said, and one MP have to be strong enough to mobilize his people and say, people from Shogunas West, we are not going to pay that money, and I am going to clamor, and people are going to meet with you, and they're going to join with you, and they're going to do what they have to do to send a clear, clarion message to this PNM government that you have to reduce that. When was the last time, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you all to respond to us, 740-3347. When was the last time the finance minister read a budget and everything that was proclaimed in that budget was adhered to by the citizenry of this country with a pinch of salt? Yet still, none of the opposition members of cabinet came out vociferous enough to say, well, here, to condemn it.
Yeah.
They always have...
Or get anything realigned.
Nothing was realigned. And that is the reason why we have men going up there and laughing and giggling and saying we raise the price of fuel 8 times. And nothing is going to happen, because they know for a fact that it's a set of yellow belly. It is a set of yellow belly MPs.
Juice belly, dull belly MPs. You're so correct about that. Yes.
And what we're fighting for now is leadership. And you know something, we're going to put somebody there. And that somebody we're going to put there is the same thing. He's going to try to bury, you know, his navel string and own the party again. And the foot soldiers, men like myself, men I could call many, many people names, who have been discarded like, you know, used toilet paper in this United National Congress. They work feverishly, tirelessly, night and day to make sure that this party is alive, but other people claiming ownership. They came last week carrying a podium, carrying a flag, carrying a PA system, and carrying a handbag.
Yes.
And you know what? They get membership, they get MPship. And I'm telling some of the guys who are on the ground floor, who have been working tirelessly for years upon years, have been neglected. You know why? Make a guess why. My dear brothers and my dear friends in the political arena, you have to stand up, because we remain silent. We say we don't want to raise the dust in the party. We don't want to ruffle the feathers. Yeah. We don't want to do that.
You want to tell me, want to tell me, right? It's years that now you have been making representation for that cremation site, for that road to be fixed. Yeah. All right? The mayor, this is his second term, and he is also the councillor for the area. All right, is not doing anything about it. You want to tell me that information did not reach the ears of the political leader to give a man call and say, hey, you're a hypocrite. Hey, you're non-performer. Hey, you're dog. Go and fix that site for me.
Yes. Yes.
One phone call.
And you know, when they want something done for their friends and family, all they do is pick up a phone, call whoever they know in Shogunas Borough Corporation, and they get it done. And the people of Felicity are starving for what? They are starving for a community center, 1. A cremation site, 2. A health facility, 3. This is what is happening. The PNM is doing what they want. They move a health center. We complaining and we lamenting about the rental rates for governmental buildings, where we have to dip our hands in our pockets and we have to pay those heavy, steep fines. Right? We have to pay those monies to rent those buildings. And PNM is renting more and more buildings because the health center for Montrose was insufficient. Now they move it to Ramsar Street. If you look at the ownership of that building, you're going to realize that somebody is eating our food. And again, my friends, they might rent a third one, again, to give somebody else a blight. And you and I, we're going to stay quiet because you know why? We do not have proper representation.
Correct.
We do not have representation. As long as the opposition remains silent and they do not come out and join with the people, let me tell you something. The opposition have a lot of support. But you know what? Certain elements of the communities, they go to the opposition leader and whisper in her ears.
And get a hearing.
And they get a hearing. And the people who are doing the work, trying to get a hearing, and you book a date 6 months from now. When the issue is irrelevant, you book a date to see the leader. And that's our problem, my friends.
But Imam, I'll tell you something before we go to the next break, all right? What transpired at the Nagar site with those placards, that has been the sentiment of the people of this country who supports United National Congress a long time ago. But just they were not vociferous.
They're not vociferous, Prem. I'll tell you something. The handful of people who eat in our food, because when you look at the political, the sphere of politics in Trinidad and Tobago, when you look at any of those protests around the savannah, right, I can identify everybody who is there. Either they are a cabinet member, they are associated cabinet member in offices, they are councillors, they are aldermen, they are alderwomen, they are chairman of corporation. They go there and they carry a handful of their staff, not the normal people. Not the normal, loyal citizens of this country who is affected, because all those people who go across there, with the exception of maybe a handful, they are the ones who go out there to protest, and they go there to show their allegiance and their loyalty to the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and that's it. When they finish, they run, they go their merry way and say, leader are here, and they make sure they run the front line,
yes,
like a horse running in front to meet the leader.
And
leader are here, and I'm here, and I'm here. They don't remain in the background. Everything is for prompt, and it is for show, and that is what is happening on our country, and that is why we are plagued and we are facing this problem under the PNM, yes. But under the watchful eyes of the United National Congress, the opposition is not vociferous. They are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. The opposition can close this and shut down this country tomorrow. I cannot do it. Inshan Ishmael cannot do it. Ian Allen cannot do it. None of the talk show hosts cannot do it. The person who can do it, the individual who can do it, is the opposition leader. The opposition leader and the cabinet members, they can shut down this country effective from tomorrow. And people will listen, because people are traumatized and people are in a tortured position. They do not know their head in a vice, and every day somebody is turning that vice, squeezing them, and they are yelling out for help, and there's no opposition, my friends. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, my friends, who dare call us and tell us what we are saying is wrong.
Or you disagree. Yes.
740-3347. Call us and tell us what you think the opposition leader should be here. And maybe voice your opinion and tell us who could be the next leader, who could be the next budding leader for the United National Congress. Let's take a break, Director.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
Yes, Trinidad, your favorite Hardware Island Express. We now get some new stocks here. Fresh off the truck. Look at it. PVC pipe galore. Come down and check us, man. Lowest prices in Trinidad. We located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity Shagonas.
So, welcome back to our program, friends. This is the program Hard Facts, viewed on Sentinel Media Broadcasting, and it is the Diwali season. And once again, the Imam and I and our staff here would like to extend Shubh Diwali to our Hindu brothers and sisters and the country at large on this festive occasion of the Festival of Lights. Light over darkness, Imam. Oh yes, we have it there. Light over darkness, immortality over death, wisdom and knowledge over ignorance, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, Imam, come back to us, Director. Before you went to the break, you were speaking on the topic of a very aggressive opposition. All right, to get things done, to make sure the government is kept in check. All right. Now, from what we saw at the Nagar side there, I have a very convicted gut feeling. I've got a strong feeling that the opposition leader is on her way out.
Yeah.
She is heading for the back door of the United National Congress. All right, and that there is no if, but, and maybe about that. Now, whom do you think would be a good leader? Not a selected leader, eh? One who is elected. Whom do you think should be the person to lead
I tell you
the
something.
United National Congress?
I have the honor and the privilege of meeting a lot of people who are diehard. There are people who came yesterday, and at this point in time, they are custodianship of ministerial MPs position at the governmental levels in Trinidad and Tobago. And I know for a fact that there are people from the inception of this party, men like Dr. Rural Monilal, and a few guys who was there. And I tell you something, we have a lot of people who still have political life. Men like Fazal Karim. He have a lot of political life.
People who are demonstrating
and you look at his life, and you look at the temperament and how much he gave to the political arena of Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to realize at no point in time he was ever tainted. Now, I tell you something, he is a Muslim. And seeing that, you're going to realize that that might not be a good choice. Let me be brief.
But again, Imam,
I'm trying to dissect. You asked me a question. Now, my point here is this, that knowing for a fact that you are a senior political analyst, just like myself, because we are the grassroots, we don't have to have a PhD degree like others, because sometimes men with PhD degree, they come here and they sit and they dance around the top and they dance around the top
cannot answer
and they cannot answer. We are telling you, you ask me a question and I'm going to answer that question. You ask me a question, who could be the next political leader of the United National Congress?
Selected.
Right. And
not selected, but elected.
I said to myself that if I were given the opportunity to really and truly select people, I would not allow my ego or my passion or my love for anybody. I would have asked the consensus of the voting population in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe select 5 or 6 persons who have credentials, number one, and who have the vociferousness, who have the intellect to lead the political arena when it comes to politics in Trinidad and Tobago. There are people like Vasan Bharat, he still has something in him, you know, whether we like it or not. Men like Vasan, they still have things in them. We can't throw them and discard them away. We have men like Jack Warner, yes.
Mr. Gopi Singh.
We have people who still have, you know, some fight in them left.
Political fire.
But what I'm saying is that all they have to do, the party is supposed to be sending, maybe sending some sort of notification, asking, doing a survey right now. Don't wait till, you know, the multitude of men come out and start protesting for you to leave. That will be the biggest embarrassment.
That's a disgrace, Imam. It is a disgrace.
That if I am a leader, right, and I went to that function, right, and that function is a very, it is a very elaborate function in the sense that it is Diwali, it is in a sacred site, and people would come there to mock me and jeer me out. That is a total embarrassment to me as a leader. Right? You know for a fact we went to do a live show there, and the guy get on like an ass.
Yeah, very disrespectful.
Yeah, very disrespectful. Get on like an ass, and he claimed to be the custodianship of the mandir. What he was doing?
Imam, I was so ashamed. That gentleman was sitting on a bench, leaning on the wall, or resting his back on the wall of the mandir. The deities are present inside of that mandir, and he was using obscenities. Oh, get out of here. I don't want nobody filming here. This is my property. This is my mandir and all this kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
that is what people are, the chauvinistic people in this country who feel that, the egoistic people. They feel that, I am the leader. I am the leader and I have to die so that I can get, revelry. I have to get the gun salutes and I have to get the state funerals. Don't wait for that.
You have to work for that.
Don't wait for that, my friends.
So.
Don't ever wait for that. If you know that your political career is diminishing, it is finishing.
Coming to an end.
You have to be strong enough and say, hey, the betterment of the people is more important than my ego, right? And hear what? It is about time that I vacate the position peacefully. And we have seen that in the past, where other leaders of the same party didn't want to go, and people had to,
went out in disgrace.
In disgrace,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? We saw that.
But again, Imam, you didn't answer my last question,
Right, I'm going to answer it now.
Good.
I danced a little bit there,
Yes,
but I was deviated.
Deviated a little bit.
Right, but what I'm saying is that has to be an electoral process, right? That has to be done. At least 5 or 6 good persons who are top help, right? Good top material, right? And they have to go through a democratic process for leadership. That position should be a democratic position at this point in time. Select names, whether it be Dr. Munilal, Rambali, Rushtan Pare, Jolene John,
Hussein,
Fazal Karim,
yes.
Whoever names you are selecting out of your bag of trickeries and intels and what have you. You pull it out there, produce 6, 7 names, and say what? Hear what? And do a campaign. We would like to have a new political leader for the United National Congress, because our leader at this point in time has been demerited, because you see that happening. You see that happening there. It's not we. We are just talking about it. This is a reality show. This is hard facts. We are here to tell you about the truth, and people don't like us. There are people who are being paid. There are people who are being paid by certain elements of this society to make sure that the ills of this society prevail. And men like us who have no political ambition, we have no political ambition, because at no point in time you never find me as a senator there. You never find me going and sitting in parliament, because there's where crookery and lies are being told on a daily basis, where a man is going to tell you that I'm not going to shut down Petrosyan. And if you didn't hear good, and maybe you was in the kitchen and maybe you were closing the fridge, we're not going to shut down Petrosyan. And that's the top position of our country, right? And 2 weeks after, they shut it down. You tell me, my friends, how can I be that person who would ever be associated with those head honchos when it comes to crookery, when it comes to what? When it comes to fraudulent behaviors? How can I be there? How can I be there? I am an imam, and I cannot be around the LGBTQ. Who like it, doesn't like it, that's your business. Is either I follow my Quran just as you follow your Bhagavad Gita, Prem, continue doing it. And if we had to be, this political fear is just a temporary thing. Being a leader of a political party, maybe a minister or maybe a prime minister of a country, that's temporary. Are you going to take that title with you when you go in the grave? What is going to be taken with you, my friends? And what is going to be taken with you is your good actions, right? And if you have ills, and you have so much ills, you have been lying to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, my friends, as you say, Kobo eat your supper. Kobo eat your supper.
Imam, I sit here with you, on so many occasions here, and it pains and it hurts. It stinks to know when people hold high office, elected office, and telling lies to the nation.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we here can do about it. Those who are sitting in the opposition to do something about it is silent and unable to do anything.
And they're not doing it. That is why today, when we look at what is taking place around the world, oppression is taking root everywhere. Truth is fighting falsehood, and falsehood is winning simply because the righteous ones, the truthful ones, they are remaining silent. Simply because of what? Maybe because of a visa, maybe because of funding. And because somebody is funding me, if somebody is funding you with monies, right? And that money is suppressing you and muzzling you, that fund in Islam, it is called haram money.
Haram, yeah.
It is prohibited. You have to stand up for what is right at any given time, if it is for you or if it is against you. And that, my friends, is not happening in this country, Trinidad and Tobago. It is not happening in the world right now. We are seeing people being murdered, people being starved, people being raped, people being killed. Not only in that country, but we are seeing that happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Tomorrow is Diwali. Plenty people will be eating good foods. They're going to be praying and all these things. But yet still, if you drive through Chaguanas, you're going to find the same 25 vagrants.
Yes.
You drive through Port of Spain, you're going to see the next 50 vagrants. Why it is that these people are not taken care of, especially when it comes to the religious activities of our country? Huh? Why it is that the government, I'm not saying the Hindu community have to do that. I am saying that the government of the day should make some sort of proclamation and get these people clean off the street. At least if it's for one day, make them look as though, you know, they are human beings.
And part of society.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is not happening. That and a blue falcock, you're not going to find, you're not going to see that in Trinidad and Tobago. You know why? Because the leadership that we have selected and elected in this country, we have voted, my friends, for the Diablo. We have voted for the Diablo. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to close our program. But before I go, I just want to say a special hats off to our strong, diehard followers. People like Davies Suknanan, Betty Baldeo, Srimati Maharaj, Srimati Hussain, right? Zora Khan, Esther Khan, and all these Karim, all these are the Karim. We're talking about Elsa, we're talking about Moses, we're talking about Shirley, we're talking about Stanford, we're talking about Damien. All these people have been watching our show. They have been telling us clearly, indicating to us that move ahead. Go ahead and tell the people the truth. Because the truth is going to set you free, my friends. People are saying at this point in time, and nobody dare call us, and people are watching our show, 740-3347. Do you think the political leader, that fiasco that took place yesterday at the Diwali Nagar, is that not a clarion sign indicating to the political leader that, here what, leader, you need to find somebody else to take charge of this party. If you love this party, the United National Congress, you need to clear the weeds out and plant some good flowers so that this party can flourish.
It goes deeper than that. You know, the leader was also asked to exit the stage. In a video, it is there.
Okay, I didn't really see that.
So
part.
we will return after the break.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
Welcome back to our program Hardfacts on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. And viewers, people from all over the globe has been calling us. Imam just received a call from Sister Rajmati, who is from England, and she said she and her family, they are locked on, and they are looking at the show. And then we received another call from Jamaica, Kingston, the capital of Jamaica, and our brother there, our Islamic brother there, is also looking on at our show, Imam. Ashmeed. Okay, that's his name. Now, Imam, I want you to be calm.
Yeah.
I see your color changing, and I see Avin, your jugular Avin like he got boss just now, right? Tomorrow Diwali, you know, I had to bring food and for your parsara and curry, and I know you like them kind of thing, eh? So take it easy. Now, my friends, from the 1st of January 2023 to the 8th of November, which is 2 days ago, 2023, let me give you the statistics, the murder statistics of this country. In the Northern Division, there has been 137 murders. 130 in that division alone. Yeah. The Central Division, 81 murders.
81.
The Northeastern Division, 66 murders. The Southern Division, 52 murders. The Western Division, 45 murders. The Port of Spain Division, 38 murders. The Southwestern Division, 36 murders. The Eastern Division, 30 murders. And Tobago, 10. Out of the 495 murders committed for this period, 1st of January 2023 to the 8th of November 2023, I want you to listen to this. Out of the 495 murders committed, 446 were committed with the use of illegal firearms.
Yeah, firearms.
Right? Illegal firearms. Here we see in our country, there's about 22,000 applications waiting for approval or rejection from the Commissioner of Police with respect to the grant of FUL firearm user license. And nothing is being done, Imam.
Prema, I'll tell you something. There's some problem with that. Let me tell you why. Let me just explain that. 22,000 applicants, right? Okay, how long, maybe we're talking about period of 11, 15, 12 years. Now you telling me, right, that you cannot review those, maybe the first 5 years and stamp rejected
or reapply.
Or sending some further information or other information is needed. What is happening in this country? When the government of the day have so much lackadaisical attitude in responding to simple applicants like that, it clearly indicates that you are not capable, you are incapable of running a country. That is the reason why today we are suffering in this country. We are suffering in this country. The people who are working, the business community, they are working and they are keeping this business, the business community are keeping our country afloat.
Yes.
If it depended on the government of the day, Trinidad and Tobago would have already sunk. We have, my friends, let me tell you all something. We have oil. We have natural gas. We have agriculture. We have pitch. We have fisheries. We have citrus. We have rice. We had sugarcane. And the government of the day destroyed everything. They made choices for the people of Trinidad and Tobago that were not wise. So what is going to happen in a little time from now? The same thing. I remember this. Coconut oil was something that was taboo. It was something that people was asked to refrain from. And then again, the scientists of the world, they have realized by now that the coconut oil, Nariel coconut oil, is the best oil.
Yes.
It is the best oil to cook. It is the best oil to even to drink. When our country and the resources, we throw it away, we lock it off, we destroy it. If you have to revamp the sugar industry, there's no land print. If you have to revamp the oil industry, you have to build a new refinery. That's another $100 billion borrowing again. And that is what is happening. The government of the day, people have to start taking the government to task. There should be one body set up. There should be a body set up to take governmental agencies to task.
So, Imam, what do we have opposition for?
That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, you have them there.
That is a failed organization.
The organization is there, the institution is there, but it is not functional.
I will tell you something. I'll tell you something. I beg to differ there. We have in the opposition, we have a handful of good men and good women, right? But again, once they can outshine the leader of the opposition, whether it be by their vocals, whether it be by their actions, whether it be by their intellects, that is a no-no. You cannot raise your head beyond that.
Then the organization, the institution has failed.
Yes. That is the reason why I am calling on an independent organization now from the public domain, because the opposition have failed us. I clearly indicated to you all, TNTech, the government has raised water rate. They have raised electricity. They have raised fuel prices. They have raised taxes. They did all in their best capacity to generate funding, to take your monies from your pocket. Let me tell you all something. The government of the day is raping the public servants and the public at large. When you have a business and you calculate the amount of taxes, we're talking about 40% of your funds that you generate via your business has to go back to the government. 40%. And then you look at the high prices that you have to pay for commodities. And again, when you get sick, you can't depend. People, the wealthy businessmen don't go to the public hospital. They don't go to the health centers anymore.
They go abroad.
They go abroad and
because they have forex.
And they go to their insurance and all these things. Look at what is happening. There are private health facilities in this country that is making a mint simply because they are giving the service and people are willing to pay for that. But again, when it comes to the governmental level, people are being treated like dogs in the hospitals. They are treated like dogs in the health centers. When you go to pay a bill, you have to worry if you're going to get a ticket outside. Imagine this. You are going to pay a TNTech bill, right? There is no parking facilities. You have to stop there. When you stop there, chances are that you're going to have a $1,000 ticket on your windscreen and your bill is about $800. Huh? This is why we have been lamenting and clamoring all the time. When the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not setting a good example, they are not setting a good example because they are going to rent buildings and pay hefty sums for buildings that doesn't provide car park and parking facilities for their customers. Huh? You are a major culprit, government of Trinidad and Tobago. Before you take a office to make it a public office, whether it be to pay bills, whether it be to house governmental agencies, you must ensure that those buildings have ample car park to provide for your customers, and you are not doing that, right? And that's only to start with, Prem. Only to start with, that is what is happening. And again, my friends, we are not doing anything. We are not guided aright, because when you look at it, the opposition in this country either is dead, it is in slumber, or it is in some sort of wake, some period, but they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because I would have supported the opposition if they want to shut down this country tomorrow when it comes to the high prices and the cost of living in this country.
We will give them free coverage.
We give coverage is one, but I am going to close my business and I'm going to show solidarity to whoever stand against the government of Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to bringing back some sort of sanity back to the lives of our citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Imam, I know time is reaching close to close the program, right? In Parliament this week on, Mr. Rohan Sinanan boasting and informing the country that he's going to bring out 300 brand new buses for rural areas. How long, when would that materialize? For Mr. Sinanan, when you fixing the roads? When you fixing roads for those buses to run on?
These fellas are named Genie.
That is Mama Guy talk.
These fellas are named...
Election coming up.
These are not... No, Prem.
That is Mama Guy talk.
They are going to buy... Listen carefully, Trinidad and Tobago. The man is right. He is going to buy 300 buses and he's going to send those buses to the people who voted for him. You think any one of that bus coming to Felicity?
Or Charlieville.
Any one of those bus going Charlieville? Any one of those bus going Cuvatalparo? Any one of those bus going Castlefield? Any one of those bus going anywhere in those areas?
So he's not lying.
He is right. The PNM is taking care of their people. The United National Congress, who is in opposition, they are not opposing the government of the day in the correct manner, the correct format. That's the reason why, hence the reason why we are in opposition, and chances are we are going to remain in opposition simply because the opposition is sleeping behind the steering. Who vexed with me, vexed with me.
Yeah.
But that is the truth. Some of you want to say it. Many of you are calling me to say it. But I'm saying it because I have to say it. The opposition of our country, they are sleeping. Right? They are sleeping behind the steering. The handful who are willing to work are being pushed aside. There is a group of people in the opposition who are MPs, who are working, and it seems as though they are working in a separate cabinet.
They are labeled as cabal.
Yes, they are separately. They are working separately for the betterment of the people. They are not a united force anymore. United National Congress is not a united force like the UNC cabal. The UNC cabal wrote a story last week, and they put it in their Facebook page.
I see you are starring.
Yeah, they said that UNC fighting UNC. I am fighting nobody. UNC cabal, I am not fighting anybody. They are fighting me. Because for the longest while, we have been clamoring for what? If I die tomorrow, I have to go in Shogana Cemetery. I have been clamoring for the Hindu community in my area, which is approximately 15,000 Hindus. Right? Some of them, they are very scared to come out and say anything because, they might feel that they're encroaching, the mother. Because that is how they went.
Mother of the nation.
Yes.
What? Imam will carry title in heaven?
I don't know.
Only title here will carry in heaven?
Who? From here self, you realize, if you do not believe in the oneness of the Creator, that's the end of you.
Yeah.
So my friends, those of you who are watching our program, we want to thank you because we know for a fact that we have about 50 or 60 die-hard people. This show now, approximately, you switch off the show, our program finishing in maybe 5-10 minutes time. You look at the amount of people who went through this program, I'm sure it is going to be 400 people plus. And I tell you something, people are watching our show. They are watching our show. Some of them are silent. Some of them are understanding the truth. This is the truth. The opposition leader of the United National Congress must clear the way for a new person to come. And that new person cannot be selected.
Correct,
That person
Imam, yes.
has to be elected.
Elected.
Select 5 or 6 names.
And we will elect one from that.
And you elect, have an election, a private election for the party. This is a party issue. Just like how we have internal election, we still waiting on that internal election results. We still waiting on that.
The show, one executive
Yeah,
election
we still
results.
waiting. I
Yes.
doubt if we're going to ever get that.
We'll never get that. We will never see
So
that.
as we close up our program today, I know you want to say something on behalf of the Hindu community and Diwali.
Yes,
Go
well,
ahead.
Imam, if you will permit me, I'll
Go ahead.
just say one or two mantras, glorifying the Divine Mother, Mother Lakshmi. So we pray to the Divine Mother, Mother Lakshmi on this occasion of Diwali. Join with me if you know the mantra. Mantra means an incantation or words that has the effect and the vibrations to invoke. Om Siddhi Buddhi Pade Devi Bhukti Mukti Padayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namo Astute Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gaya. Asatoma means, O Divine Mother, lead us from untruth to truth. Lead us from darkness unto light. Lead us from poverty unto prosperity and from death to immortality. Happy Diwali to everyone. Happy Diwali to you, Imam.
Thank you. Same to you, Prem. Same to you, our loyal viewers, our loyal listeners. May God Almighty protect you and your families. And be very careful, those of you who have pets at home, dogs at home, animals at home. Be very mindful of the fireworks. I mean, again, you cannot be in one breath, you are glorifying and you are praying. And then again, your pets, your animals, you are traumatizing them and all these things. Be very mindful of your environment.
And a little call for the blinking lights near the curtains, Imam.
Yes, you have to be very careful of the diyas and so forth, because you know for a fact that many times we hear on the day after Diwali.
Homes caught fire,
Okay.
curtains and whatnot, yeah.
So again, thank you all. May God Almighty bless you all and keep you all safe.